This thing on? Okay, so here's the situation. As of yesterday, I have officially become a doctor. I mean, I technically became one when they handed me the fancy papers and shook my hand, but yesterday I became a psychiatrist in the eyes of the Lord. Or at least a doctor in the eyes of the Lord, as I began my medical internship at Vegas City Hospital, and after 18 hours, I am home, I am sweaty, and I'm talking to myself. Why am I talking to myself? Because my sweet, angelic mother bought me a tape recorder. For work, she said. You see, my mother saw a doctor on TV use one and assumed all doctors use them, especially psychiatrists, she said. My sweet, perfect mother probably thought this would give me an air of sophistication, making me appear as though I'm a well-to-do doctor who comes prepared to work and has the tools and intelligence needed to make it through the door. Of course, when I started my first rounds, about the only thing I managed to say correctly was, "It's pronounced Jung," to nearly every doctor who read my name off their list and left a slew of Jung, Jung, Jahung, and I don't even know how they landed on that last one. And when they hear my name said aloud, they proceed to call me Jung, which I have to remind them is also incorrect. It's Jung, Jung. Only doctor who got it right was Dr. Ingold, probably because she's the resident psychiatrist. And then, of course, when the overseeing Dr. Michaels asked me what was wrong with the patient, I froze, and he proceeded to joke to the rest of the interns, cut her some slack. She's the psychiatry major. Ugh, and then this guy, Isaac or Isaiah, I can't remember, he proceeded to take the question off my hands and thought I'd be so grateful to him for answering it for me. Oh, but the exchange only got worse when I caught the same guy having a panic attack in the break room, where I proceeded to calm him down with the usual BS, reminding him that it's okay to be overwhelmed as you cross a threshold in your life, and he said, "I'm so lucky to have a shrink for a friend." So, I have a friend, I guess, who won't stop following me around and treating me like his therapist as he keeps asking me for my opinion on all his life problems and his relationship with his mother, and oh my gosh. And suddenly the nurses are assuming we're frolicking into becoming the next intern couple. Whatever, I don't care. He seems to enjoy the attention, but I, for one, already have enough attention. In the new round of interns at Vegas City Hospital, there are only a handful of women, and I am the only psychiatrist amongst them. So of course they cozied up to one another while I was left eating lunch with... what's his name? Yes, I am a psychiatrist, but I did go to medical school, much to my chagrin, as it was a grueling experience just to get to the point where I can waste away in another hospital not practicing psychiatry. Of course, I'm not so unlucky in a place like Vegas City. For every case of chickenpox, you get a superhero flying in, dropping off a goon that they broke the femur of. So I grew up in Sparrow, Indiana, a little town, a part of a large no-hero zone in the Midwest. That means that no supervillains bother to attack the area, so no superheroes are stationed in the region. Of course, I wanted to study psychology and decided to go to Vega University, which was in New Jersey, so my mother was a wreck during the entire college visit. I mean, it gave my mom some comfort to think, oh, at least it's not Empire City. They have to evacuate every other day because of some world-ending event. In college, it was actually a weird turning point for Vegas City because there was a sort of battle of the brands. A bunch of superheroes were coming out and competing over who gets to be the hero of Vegas City. That's where you get people like Jersey Devil and my favorite Aurora Light. I actually got to meet one of them, Silver Bullet. He was dropping off some super criminal, and I stared at him, shell-shocked at the sight of a superhero in a full-body silver suit. He was just so built and so stoic as he stood there with his arms crossed, telling the nurses where he'd hit the guy so they could check all those places. Silver Bullet is fascinating in a medical sense. So he's called the Silver Bullet because he can travel at the speed of a bullet, roughly 1,500 feet per second, which is about 1,000 miles per hour. But he can only travel in one direction and stops as soon as he hits something at the very velocity he was traveling at. A head-on attack from him would not only kill a man, but cause his body to shatter and shoot out in multiple directions. And you would think it would kill Silver Bullet too, but somehow, that despite launching himself into buildings and bridges and the ground itself, the man is physically unharmed by the impact. The city, on the other hand, is left with hundreds of silver bullet launch sites where his feet leave a little dent in the ground wherever he pushes off into the great unknown. Turns out my feet are actually about the same size as his. In his defense, I have very large feet, but still. I found him a fascinating case, as he's actually a third-generation hero, and thus the third silver bullet, which means there is a generational expectation for him to become a superhero, meaning that did he ever actually have a choice in the matter of becoming a hero, especially with the biological powers passed down to him? What kind of psychological damage does an invulnerable man face when the expectation of hero is thrust upon him in his youth? However, the silver bullet name is notorious for having been restricted in its racial representation, as the first two silver bullets used their suits to conceal the fact that they were black, which was revealed by the third generation silver bullet, the current one, who modified his suit to show the silver bullet was black and always has been, which was revolutionary, and how differently he was judged by the public and the media. And oh, my tea's ready. Man, I'm thirsty. Throat hurts for some reason. Whew, too hot. I'll let it cool off. Anyway, what was I talking about? Silver Bullet. He had a knife sticking out of his thigh when I met him, and I asked him, "Sir, would you like us to treat that?" And he just looked down, went, "Oh," and proceeded to yank the knife from his thigh, put it in a little bag, and said, "Give this to the cops." I guess I should be getting used to dealing with superheroes. Not because I want to study them psychologically. No, what I went to school for was to study supercriminals, not superheroes. Which, again, my mother was very adamantly against as well. I don't think there was any life choice my mother was actually okay with. My dream is to work for the American Syndicate of Heroes and work towards rehabilitating supervillains and discovering preventative measures to prevent the escalation of villainy in our culture. Because often the presence of superheroes creates a vacuum for supervillains who feel they have to fight the threat of unmeasured strength and the unknown. Of course, right now, I'm working at a dingy teaching hospital getting thrown up on by flu patients and struggling to put the IV in a squirming child. Anyway, not where I pictured myself, but I'm still glad I'm here. Like I said, the day wasn't all bad. Sometimes the patients are nice. I had a nice long chat with the patient, Mr. Collinger. Oh, he was a retired music teacher, actually. He was sweet, real neat guy. Coming in with a complaint about a headache that just wouldn't go away. I liked him a lot, and he told me about his favorite musician, a man named Evan Giles from right here in Vegas City. His roommate, who was handcuffed to his bed, heard the conversation, and of course, when I was humming this old tune, the old song called Together at Last, it's a duet, and this man, handcuffed to his bed, I'd like to reiterate, started to sing the other part. It was, well, Mr. Collinger was laughing like crazy the whole time, and I was trying to remain professional, but it was quite difficult. It was funny. I think it was the guy Silver Bullet brought in. Anyway, though I was left with this earworm in my head all day, which I won't dare complain about. I mean, I guess it wasn't such a bad day. I'm in shock I'm even here. You know, I've been working towards this for so long, working in school to eventually reach this goal, but now I'm not training for something anymore. I'm doing it. I'm Dr. Virginia Jung. It seems so odd. Just 6 months more of this, and then my next residency, and after that, I don't know what. The future is truly a terrifying mist that waits for you just out of sight. You think about it all the time, but when you actually land somewhere close to those ideas in your head, you find yourself frozen in terror, wishing to go back into the comfort of your old life, one without all these expectations, where you were just blissfully preparing for the real thing that would one day come. And then I look at a patient like Mr. Collinger, who's at the end of his career. He did it. He did exactly what he wanted to do, and now he's done. He speaks about it in the past tense. What a strange place to be, where everything is past tense. Oh, I forgot I made tea. How do I turn this thing on? I can get them myself. Yeah, bye. Oh, sweet Caroline, can't he take a hint? Okay, how do I turn this thing on again? Patient. Okay. Wait, does the tape rotate when it's recording or... Oh my gosh. Jung, you spent 2 minutes talking to yourself. Great. I'm just still doing it. Jeez, I finally used this thing for real medicine, and I'm incapable of using it correctly, and I'm still talking to myself. At least no. Hi, Dr. Ingold. I'm just taking notes. Bye. See you at rounds. Oh, no. I'm at the hospital, hiding in the stairway because Isaac won't leave me alone. I'm on week 2, and it's only gotten more vexing. During rounds, he has every disease, organ, and bone name in his back pocket, but I've come to realize in the short time I've known that man, that's it. That's all he knows.
Patient demonstrates a lack of boundaries and severe attachment issues, primarily with female peers or authority figures, perhaps a diagnosis of mommy issues.
At least I'm getting to practice psychology. I'm certainly still struggling to stick out in rounds. I know the human body. I can name every bone in the human foot, from the tarsals, the metatarsals, the phalanges, the cuneiforms, the talus, and I'm sure that information will remain very relevant in my career in psychiatry. However, I feel as though all my training is short-sighted by the everyday reality that I don't have time to do any of the things they taught us. I want to really meditate on my patients, and sometimes that means spending time with them and really talking, but whatever I do that, I'm pulled aside by the attending doctor and told I'm not their shrink, not their social worker, I'm their doctor.
I think what's frustrating me is this case with Mr. Collinger. I was worried he had a tumor, but all the tests came back clear.
I've given him an MRI, a CAT scan, and still he's in pain, and it just seems to be getting worse. I mean, is the machine not picking up on something? Could it be psychological? Maybe I could ask Dr. Ingold to speak with him. She's the attending psychiatrist, and she's just incredible. She used to work for the American Syndicate of Heroes and worked with high-level supercriminals, just like I hoped to, and now she's here in a chaotic little teaching hospital in Vegas City, and she's so incredible that I catch myself wondering what horrible thing happened to her to get her here. I mean, I hope I don't sound dramatic, though. I know I do. I just imagine that for a doctor who was in the forefront of supercriminal psychology to suddenly quit makes me kind of, I don't know. Maybe she just wanted to stay in one place for once. I'd like to pick her brain, but I don't feel like I've left a strong enough impression on her yet. She's still glancing down at her clipboard every time I answer a question to remember my name, and I mean, I don't know why she can't remember it. It's Jung. A psychiatrist ought to remember the name easily.
But apparently not, and I just hope she realizes... Oh, shoot. Crap.
See? Hello. I can record things for later. Things like, I mean, I don't know yet. Usually I just write things down on the chart. Do you want to say something?
Hello.
Well, you can say other things. Oh, shoot, that's my patient. Mr. Collinger? So I got sent home early today because my patient, he attacked me, Mr. Collinger. He came in because of these headaches, and I didn't think he'd have a psychological break, and it was like he was a different person, and gosh, and after that, Dr. Ingold, she finally knows who I am, and she called me bleeding heart. She pointed at me and warned the other interns that if you're a bleeding heart like me, and then things like this are gonna happen, and maybe you should find a different job. I'm planning to work in criminal psychology, super criminals, and I let my guard down with some regular guy and almost got myself. And God is right. Oh gosh, what if I'm not cut out for this. What if I just spent the last 8 years of my life preparing for a profession I'm not good enough for? I just hate myself so much right now. Oh gosh, I know what I need to be. I know what I need to do and how to do it. I just can't be that. It's just really hard.
Okay. All right. Okay, Jenny, can you hear me? So, Jenny, I'm gonna need you to take a breath. You're safe and you made it out.
Why
okay?
is this playing my
Don't.
old recordings? How is it playing while I'm recording? What's wrong with this thing?
Okay, Jenny, I know you want to rationalize this, but I'm not an old recording.
That's my voice. I don't remember recording this.
That's because I didn't.
Did you just respond to me?
Yes, I can hear you. Well, sort of. It's complicated.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
oh dear. I forgot you started
Oh my
freaking
gosh,
out.
what is happening?
Okay.
What are you?
So, can you do me a favor? Can you stop the recording?
Oh.
So you're ready to talk?
What?
Okay,
How?
Jenny, the tape. Can you stop it? Can you stop the tape? Okay, stop the tape.
Okay.
The tape. Stop the tape. Stop the tape.
Okay. I'm calm. I'm okay.
I don't think I described you as okay in this instance. I mean, what did you do while the tape was off?
I did laps around my apartment until I collapsed onto the floor. It's been about 40 minutes since I turned you off. Turned it off. What? I don't know what.
Yeah, right. Whatever you need to do to cope, I'm here to help, so,
Okay, are you from the future, or are you an alternate version of myself, or an analog ghost? Did you possess the tape, or did you possess the tape recorder?
Okay.
Does my mom know you're on here? Is that why she gave this to me?
Okay. I'm not here, however, to answer questions about how the tape works. Ugh, fine. Okay, 3 questions will be accepted. Think carefully.
Okay, 3 questions. Is this conversation live? Like, are you out there in the world talking to me through this tape?
No, this is a recording. I just know what you're going to say and respond as such.
So you know the future.
Well, I know what's going to be said on the tape, and, well, that's all I'll say. And that's your second question, by the way. One more.
Okay. Why?
Why am I here?
Yes.
Well, because you need someone to talk to, and you need a little help right now. Okay, so let's start with today. It was a really hard day, so tell me about it.
If you're me, don't you remember it?
Maybe, but refresh me.
Okay, well, I got called a bleeding heart. Oh, jeez. And I got attacked by the patients.
Yeah. Notice how you started with your boss's comment? Why does that strike you more than the assault?
It wasn't an assault. He just had his hands on my neck for a short minute, and I don't blame him, and I'm not pressing charges. No way. He wasn't in control of what happened. That wasn't him.
Yeah, and patients are patients, and the relationship is very different from the one with your supervisor.
Yeah, it is.
So maybe because the relationship is one you've been trying to change lately, if I recall.
Yes. I've been trying to get her to notice me for ages, and now she finally does. And it's just... I'm sorry. I'm just having a hard time believing that I'm having a therapy session with myself.
I'm sorry. Do you want to take a break? This would be overwhelming for anyone, conceptually
Oh, no,
at least.
come on. Last week I treated a guy who can grow a second set of eyes. In the world we live in, this is bound to happen at some point. I think I can't believe that I become that. I'm such a screw up. I mean, how do I reach a point where I'm actually practicing psychiatry, or do I give it up and just become like a private practice counselor?
Jenny, We can't be doing this if we don't live in the present. So we spend all our lives worrying about the past and the future, but we need to be right here, right now, okay? So take a breath, draw your focus back to today. What happened with Dr. Ingold?
Okay. She called me a bleeding heart. In front of everyone. I mean, it was so devastating. And I feel so defeated by it. And it just makes me think she's right. That if I weren't such a bleeding heart, if I weren't so emotional, I wouldn't be crying about my boss saying something to me after work like some...
Like what?
I don't know how I'm gonna function in this job if I can't toughen up.
That's it? That's what you're scared of? Not the words of your boss, not the fingers of your patient around your neck. You're scared that you're not good enough to do what you want to do.
But you know, so... Tell me. What happens? Do I make it? Do I stay?
Okay, Jenny. This isn't going to work if you keep asking those questions. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help you understand your fears, to talk them out and show you that your emotions are coming from a rational place. What's happening to you now is a shame spiral. After, let's be clear, a brutal attack. You went into survival mode, and while you were in that state, you faced harsh criticism from someone you've admired and looked up to. All the while, you were questioning not just if you'd make it as a psychiatrist, but today at some point you were wondering if you'd make it out of this alive. And that started the spiral. So you were ashamed, you were attacked, you were ashamed, you were criticized, and then you were ashamed, you were emotional in response to these traumatic events. So tell me now, do you still think you were rational in your emotions?
I just don't know.
You're still trapped in that shame. It's causing you to doubt the validity of your response to a traumatic event.
It's just what bothers me. What bothers me more is the thing she said. That's so weird, isn't it? I can get over a guy strangling me, but not Dr. Ingold calling me a bleeding heart. That's weird. That's unusual. That's not how normal people emote.
No, shh. Jenny, you're spiraling. Take a breath.
Okay.
Just breathe.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. We're going to take a moment to pick apart why it meant so much. Bleeding heart, what does it mean to you?
Someone who's too emotional,
Okay.
too invested in the emotions of their job.
Okay, so this was in response to you jumping in to try and help your patient.
I thought because we connected, he wouldn't attack me.
Did you think he might attack someone else?
Well, yeah, he was ripping out his IV. He was screaming and cursing at the nurses, and I wanted to make sure they didn't get hurt.
Okay, so you put yourself in danger for your coworkers. That's what it sounds like.
Dr. Ingold said don't be a hero.
Yeah, and maybe that's right. To keep yourself safe, you have to be wise. But sometimes we do need heroes.
So I did the right thing?
I'm not saying there was a right thing to do. There was only reactions. Tell me, would you do it again?
Would I put myself in danger like that?
No. Would you try and help a patient in distress, even if it puts yourself in danger again?
Yes. I would.
And that's what's gonna help you survive this, Jenny. Okay, so that's our time for today. So hit the showers, go to bed, be ready for tomorrow because you are going back to work and you're going to make it clear that one incident is not going to stop you from doing your job, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You're right.
Yes?
Okay, will you be here? Will you be here if I need you again?
Yeah, I will, but we've only got so much tape, so let's end it here.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll see you soon, Jenny, and remember, you can survive this.
I can survive this. Alright, okay. Thanks. Oh, geez, what do I call you?
Dr. Jung. Of course.
Dr. Jung.
See you next time.
Hello?
Hello, Jimmy. How was your day?
Oh gosh, you're really here. Oh wow. I was hoping that you were just a hallucination.
Nope, all real.
Great. Great.
Okay, so let's not waste time. Jenny, how are you?
I'm better. A lot better. I was just going through my mailbox at work and they dropped a lot of things in there. Letters from HR, the hospital's lawyer, and even the hospital social worker. I think they were worried I'd sue the hospital or something, which obviously I'm not. And geez, it was weird going back to work, but I've actually been back for over a week now. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I guess for not using the tape recorder and contacting you. I was scared, honestly.
I've always been quite menacing.
Yeah, that's what I say to kids when they're scared of getting their shots. Jeez, you really are me.
So catch me up. How was your week?
Well, I went back to work the next day, and I was right about Dr. Ingold. She knows who I am now, and she said she was surprised.
Surprised and nothing else?
Nope, and you should remember this. It happened to you.
Yes, I think I was hoping that maybe I'd forgotten the rest of what she said, but apparently not.
Yep, just surprised.
That woman was an enigma.
Oh my gosh, is she dead in your timeline?
Okay, geez, I gotta be careful what I say here. That's not what I meant in my timeline. We're in the same timeline, I promise. Don't think about it too hard.
How can I not? I mean, but you are from the future, right? And you have some sort of time-traveling tape recorder. That's the only logical explanation.
Okay, I'd hardly call that logical, but in a world where men in tights fight mentally ill criminals and pharmaceuticals is the most profitable business in the country, anything is possible. Look, if you keep trying to dig into the way things work, you won't get any use of this. It's like I'm giving you a rocket ship and a free trip to the moon, and you're busy trying to figure out how the rocket works. Just take the free ride.
Okay, I'm not getting on a rocket ship unless I understand the basic components of how it functions in case it breaks down and I'm stuck on the moon.
Okay, I forgot who I was talking to. When I was 5, I refused to get on the zoo train until the operator explained why it wouldn't go off the rails.
Oh my gosh, I did that too.
Yes, because we're the same person. Geez, Jenny, you're a doctor.
I forgot. Logically, I know, but my brain sees you as a separate person, so my need to empathize with you is strong.
Okay, we'll circle back to that later. So, you were talking about work. Are you feeling more at ease?
Ease is a bit generous, but I haven't been physically assaulted again while at work, which feels like a victory. As for Mr. Collinger, the patient who attacked me, they still don't know what caused it. He's still acting strangely and is now under surveillance. They bound him to his bed and aren't letting family visit. It's truly a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Of course, he isn't my patient anymore, which is probably for the best. I mean, he needs someone more experienced to handle his case. Anyway, the nurse said just showing up again showed moxie. Their words, not mine. Though I sense everyone expected they'd never see me again.
How'd it feel to prove them wrong?
I don't feel like I've proved them wrong. Not yet. I mean, I feel like everyone is waiting for me to screw up again. They hesitate around me or kind of pity me. Gosh, then there's Isaac, who kept following me around and checking to see if I was okay. And when I said I was fine, he goes, I know women, fine always means something's wrong. Oh my gosh.
Isaac, I forgot about him.
No idea how much hope it brings me to know that one day I'll reach a point where I can forget about Isaac, because he is driving me crazy.
Yeah, wait till you're married to him.
That's not funny.
It's a little funny. I made you squirm for a second there, didn't I? I don't think it's a spoiler to say that you do not end up with Isaac.
Yeah, I can say I knew that the moment I met him. Also, by saying it's not a spoiler, you're basically confirming you're from the future.
Okay, so what did you say after he belittled the meaning of your words?
I just laughed and told him not to worry about me, which he said, I can't help it. And I quickly changed the subject as I noticed him giving me these wounded duckling eyes. Jeez, I don't want to spend all my time talking about this boy.
It's okay. We can change the subject if you'd like, but it's all right to talk about him.
No, I don't want to talk about him. I'd rather talk about Dr. Ingold.
All right, what do you want to say about Dr. Ingold?
I'm still working on getting her to have a stronger impression of me. So when I'm in front of her, I feel like I'm actually doing my best work. I'm focused, I answer her questions right, and this is so dumb.
Don't be scared to share. I'm not going to judge you.
It's just that okay, so she says good job or thank you to everyone else when they get a question right in rounds. And she just doesn't do that with me. Does that mean something?
Forgive me for returning your question with a question, but does it need to mean something?
I mean, it doesn't need to, but it just bothers me. Like, she's deliberately doing it. Not like I could prove that, but if I asked her about it, I'm sure she'd just look down on me for whining that I'm not getting an attaboy every time I do my job right. This is just so pathetic.
We're not using that language with ourselves.
Right. It's just, I feel so immature. Can I call my feelings immature for needing validation from my teacher?
I'll accept it.
Right. And what's so tough is I'm slowly realizing how much of a stone-cold fox Dr. Ingold is. She's so incredible.
Yeah, I always was a little gay for Dr. Ingold.
She's got one hand. Did you know that? Did you know this?
Again, I am you. I know what you know.
Yeah, right. I didn't realize she had one hand until Patient, the singer guy, he started grabbing hold of her hand while she was fixing his IV, and she just pulled back, and the whole prosthetic was left behind. It was crazy.
Oh, I forgot about that. I did not react appropriately at all.
Yes, and I started to laugh because I didn't know how else to process what was happening. So I just laughed, and the singer guy...
Oh yeah, you said that before. Singer guy?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw this part of the tape. He was the one who started to sing that song, Together at Last. When I was humming, he was handcuffed to his bed. His real name is... Oh, he's Dr. Ingold's patient, so not mine. Something that starts with a J.
Mr. J. So he's still there.
Yeah, he was in the psych ward, but was treated for a broken leg and a rib, so he's been there a while. They moved him there after he was first admitted. He's been there since I started working at the Vegas City Hospital. He actually roomed with my patient, Mr. Collinger. Anyway, he started to laugh too, and of course I finally come to my senses and shut up, and I couldn't stop apologizing to Dr. Ingold, and then I had the nerve to ask her how it happened. Big mistake. And then she turned to me, and she looked me in the eyes and asked, "How'd you get those bruises on your neck?" And that was that.
Wow.
I know, she hates me.
I think I just realized that she was answering your question.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think maybe you and Dr. Ingold have more in common than you thought. Or, well, I thought.
Oh gosh. Huh.
So you think maybe she was so harsh to you because she didn't want you to end up like she did?
Maybe you're right. Yeah. Jeez, I just kept putting my foot in my mouth with her.
It's a special gift we seem to have, isn't it?
Yeah. Does it get better?
Do we ever stop tripping over our own tongue in polite company? It's not a spoiler to say no.
No, I mean Dr. Ingold, does she ever become my mentor? Like, really my mentor, not just in my head.
Okay, I'm not here to give you Snapchats into the future, Jenny. I thought we understood that.
Okay, I understand the whole knowing the future might stop it from happening, but just letting me know some minor details, giving me a little hope. Come on. A wormhole isn't going to open in my eardrum if you give me a sliver of the future.
Okay, fine. You want to know what happens with Dr. Ingold? That's your one-time breaking question?
Okay, I mean, I have 1,000,000, but if that's what you'll give me, sure, Dr. Ingold, what happens? Does she ever become my mentor? Does she ever come to respect me?
Okay, I'll tell you this, and only this. I forgot about her. After my internship with Vegas City Hospital ended, all of the things you're feeling right now didn't matter.
What does that mean?
Okay, Jenny, let's talk about last week. You were experiencing a lot of shame.
Yeah, you said something that stuck out to me. It made me I went to the library because you mentioned something called a shame spiral. I hadn't learned about it in school, so I looked it up. And it made sense. I realized it was something that I had experienced a lot, and...
Tompkins once said that distress is the effect of suffering, while shame is the effect of indignity. One is external wounds inflicted through trauma and fear, and shame is the internal whip that we lash at ourselves when we feel we failed as a person. Shame spirals are the cycles that are created when an incident incites shame, then that lashing out induces more shame, as though having an emotional reaction is inhuman, when in reality, it's one of the only things humans have in common. You were, in all honesty, vile to yourself last week because you made a bad judgment call, and I want to make sure that if it happens again, you are prepared to trust yourself afterwards.
You say if, but I have a feeling you don't mean if. I'm a little tired from today. Can we talk later?
Of course, you know what to do if you want to talk.
Yeah, okay, bye. Hey.
Hello, Jenny. I'm happy to hear from you.
Does it rain today?
What?
It's just really cloudy and I'm biking to work, so...
Oh my gosh.
You're in the future. Help me out.
Oh my gosh. Jenny Jung, there is only so much tape on this cassette and you're using it to ask me about the weather.
You know how our hair gets in the humidity.
First off, you're using your time-traveling tape recorder to ask the weather. Second off, you don't even tell me the day it is, so how can I possibly know what today means? And third, there was no possible way I could, off the top of my head, remember if it was raining on, I don't know, September 8th, 1995. That is ridiculous.
Right. Good to know.
Did you just ask me that to find out information about how the tape works?
Talk to you later.
Jenny.
Hey.
If you ask me about the weather, so help me.
No, I'm actually here about work.
Oh, if you're looking for answers.
Mr. Collinger isn't doing well.
Yeah. Yes.
He's not come out of his psychotic break. It's like he has a new personality. And I'm not his doctor anymore. He's been in the psych ward and is being treated by Dr. Ingold, but she won't tell me what's wrong. And she says I'm getting too invested and it'll get me in trouble again.
She's likely just trying to keep you safe. Last time you put yourself in danger, but that doesn't mean it's dangerous to care or worry about him. You did have a connection to this man before he changed.
I just don't get it. How can he come in for a headache and then suddenly have a different, violent personality? There were no significant results in any of his tests. Nothing in his brain that our machines can see. And his family doesn't have a history of mental illness. So to think he just suddenly developed schizophrenia, it's so unusual. I mean, I don't know what to think of it.
Okay, Jenny, I know, but just...
You got me.
Oh, shoot, I've got... Ugh, never mind. It's not important.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I hate when people ask for permission to ask a question. Just ask the question. It's so annoying. Sorry. That wasn't really directed at you.
No,
Just...
That reminded me of something. About Isaac. He used to always ask me if he could ask me a question. He would send emails with the only line, "Can I ask you a question?" with no context or other information. I mean, a whole email dedicated to asking if he could ask me a question. It was bizarre.
Haha, yeah. You figured that out quick. He just sent me an email asking if he could ask me a question. You mean to say he does this a lot? Like, sending me his sad boy messages?
Well, not until you set some limitations to what you expect in your friendship. Last time we talked, you said you didn't want to talk about him, but still, you wind up talking about him.
It's just, it doesn't feel right.
What doesn't feel right?
Isn't the point of you being me is that you already know?
Okay, pretend I don't.
Okay. Spending all my time talking and thinking about him, it's embarrassing. It makes me feel like, I don't know, like a bad person. Because I can stand him, but he really isn't doing anything mean-spirited or cruel. He's just intolerable. I feel like a complete bastard for just dumping on everything he does in my head. The way he looks at me, the way he talks to me, the way he asks permission so that he can feel like I'm actually engaging with him willingly and not out of obligation because we work together. I feel so sick. I wanted to be a psychiatrist to help people, and that's all he wants. He wants someone to help him, and I have the training and the knowledge to do so, but it's just so exhausting. It just makes me think I'm not cut out to be a psychiatrist.
I'm sorry. I'm sure there's a more graceful way to say this, but sometimes eloquence in language is just muddying our words. Is Isaac paying you for your services?
No, but that doesn't mean...
No, he isn't. This is not a client-patient relationship. This is a man-child trying to extort his coworker for free therapy because he thinks friendship authorizes him to emotionally vomit on you whenever he wants. And yes, he needs help. And yes, you have an education in mental wellness. But you have a job already.
Yeah, and I'm barely keeping that together.
Okay, can you not dismiss yourself like that?
I'm sorry, but it's true.
Jenny, please just stop with the negative talk. Even with this Isaac thing, it's really not even about him. It's what he feels. It's about how resenting him is making you feel like a bad person.
Jeez, you're right. I'm such a prick.
Oh my gosh, that's not the point. Sorry, just talk to Isaac.
And say what? That he needs to see a therapist, not dump his problems on me. That friends don't treat each other like emotional sounding boards, and that I don't even want to be friends.
Yes.
That's cruel.
So?
I can say that to him.
Okay, you're a doctor. You're gonna have to learn to give bad news.
That's different. It'd be like saying there's nothing I can do for him when I know I can do something for him.
Can you, Jenny? Suddenly, you're feeling real confident in your skills. You say, I'm not good enough to be a doctor. Then you think you have some magic psychological touch that can save Isaac from his meandrous self-loathing. So which is it? Are you competent or not?
Jeez.
I'm sorry. That got unnecessarily personal.
Right. I forgot. You're me. So you miss just...
Sorry, I guess this is just difficult when it's you on the other end of it. I'm sorry, let's peel back.
You hate me, don't you?
That isn't a healthy line of questioning.
That wasn't a no.
Okay, I think this is projection.
How can I call it projection when I'm literally
Jenny,
you?
calm down.
Of course, if I was you, I'd hate me too. Having to look back at your mistakes, it's a nightmare.
Okay, let's regroup. You remember reading about Gestalt?
What, the German guy?
Yeah, you'll have to be more specific, but yes, essentially. Let's try one of his techniques. Pull up an empty chair.
Oh no.
Okay, I sense you're worried. Let's just stay with me here.
We're not gonna role play, are we?
Here's the funny thing, we don't have to. I want you to set me inside one of the chairs, and I want you to confront me about why it is you hate, what it is about yourself you can't seem to accept.
What?
Look, the empty chair technique is a great way to practice self-awareness, plus you have a problem
No, I can't do that.
with confrontation. Okay, what's wrong?
Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to say that stuff out loud.
And why not? You have no problem thinking it.
That's different.
Okay, come on, this isn't... Okay, Jenny, I know this is uncomfortable, but that's what therapy is sometimes. It's confronting parts of yourself you don't want to face.
It's just so embarrassing. The role-playing part, geez, I feel like I'm back in high school auditioning for Little Shop of
Okay, and
Horrors.
yes, well, we nailed Suddenly Seymour. No one's gonna laugh at our Audrey voice this time. So come on, talk to me. I'm you. There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
You. Jenny. Jenny, you're. I can't do it. I just can't.
Okay, it's alright. We'll try again later. Maybe it's for the best. We're almost out of tape on this side anyway.